Urinary tract infections are extremely common. Around 1 in 2 women and 1 in 20 men will get a UTI in their lifetime. Plus, once you've had one UT challenge, you're way more susceptible to another in the future. That's why you just need Just Thrive's UT123. This product can actually prevent UTIs while maintaining your urinary tract health. UT123 targets both immediate and long-term relief. We've all heard to drink cranberry juice for your urinary tract, but did you know that for the full effects, you need the whole cranberry? Not just juice, but the skin, flesh, and even the seeds. Well, UT123 uses superior ingredients that utilizes the whole fruit. This supplement truly is the full package. So if you're someone who struggles with the constant urge to urinate, a burning feeling when you pee, pelvic pain, or just want to be proactive in your urinary health, Just Thrive is for you. Just Thrive is so confident you'll love their product that there is a 100% money-back guarantee on every purchase made through justthrivehealth.com. And for a limited time, you can save 20% off site-wide at justthrivehealth.com with promo code SEXWithEmily. That's justthrivehealth.com and use code SEXWithEmily for 20% off your order. You're going to love it. Listen, alcohol is just out in 2024. There is a rising trend of going alcohol-free or being sober curious, and alcohol, the truth is, it's just bad for you and can famously impair your sex life. So if you're looking for another way to unwind, relax, or just have fun, I cannot recommend Via's THC gummies enough. Via has gummies for every occasion. Whether it's to improve your sleep, I love their sleep gummies. I take them everywhere. Your mood or your focus. They even have an aphrodisiac gummy called High Love to boost my arousal levels. High Love has a unique blend of cannabinoids and aphrodisiac exotic herbs that are known for their libido enhancing effects. So I've been using Via for a while now, and I absolutely love them. They're a super trusted company. They use premium hemp, natural ingredients, and they're known for their premium indoor THCA flower. All their products are made here in the US. They got quick and discreet shipping to all 50 states, so you can all enjoy them, not to worry. And also super affordable. So head over to viahemp.com and use code Emily at checkout to save 15% off your order. That's VIIAHEMP.com. Use code Emily at checkout for 15% off your order and let me know what you think. Hi, I'm Dr. Emily Morse from sexwithemily.com. Do you want to last longer in bed? Promescent is the only FDA-approved treatment for premature ejaculation. 1 in 3 men suffer from premature ejaculation, but they don't have to. Go to promescent.com to get the desensitizing spray that will allow you to have the sex you deserve.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily. You got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com where you can listen to all of our podcasts, sign up for our mailing list, which you want to do ASAP because we'll be sending you really important information that will improve your sex life and your relationship, which I know that you want because you're listening to the show. And we'll also, if you missed some podcasts or you missed some important blogs, you should check out our site because every day we update the website with really good information that will actually help you. So if you want to digest your information via podcast, via blog, via video, we've got it all at sexwithemily.com. And we just so would appreciate your support by checking out our site because try it. I think you'll like it. I am beyond excited for today's show. I have a very special person near and dear to my heart in the room. And I know to all of my listeners, you're going to be very excited that Menace is in the room.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Menace. Welcome to Los Angeles, finally.
I know. Well, how many months has it been since we recorded a show together?
Probably it was September. It was
September?
5 months, maybe.
5 months?
I don't know.
Already?
I think so.
Wow.
It makes me really sad.
Probably not 5 months, but it felt like 5 months.
It felt like 5 months. 3 months.
Yeah, I moved to Los Angeles, everybody. So I'm going to be doing some shows with you here. You're still going to continue to do because you've already set up a giant business down here.
Exactly. I got to buy. I'm taking. I can't even have time for you. I can't even remember your name.
You have an empire. So yeah, I moved here for a new radio job. I'm going to be doing mornings, part of a new morning show.
What is it?
The Woody Show, and it's going to be on Alt 98.7.
Is it like a boner show, like a Woody?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a everyday morning show. It's a
Alt
bunch of my friends.
98.7?
Yeah.
And if they're not in Los Angeles, they can listen to it.
They can stream it on alt987fm.com or use the iHeartRadio app.
That's so awesome. I'm just so glad you're here. So also, we have a lot of new listeners since you haven't been on as much. We do play a lot of throwback shows because Menace has been on like 8 million podcasts. But if you don't know, I do a lot of different shows, and I'm trying to release about 2 shows a week. And usually I have one with a guest. I have one with Nell. I have one with Menace again. Sometimes it's just myself reading your emails. But Menace has been part of this sexual institution since day one on the radio, since 2006.
Since terrestrial radio.
But since we were on terrestrial radio on CBS Radio in 2006, now Menace, we didn't talk the first few years. In fact, he hated me because he was working the board, and I sometimes swore on the radio and did things that were wrong. But then eventually we started talking, and we had a nice dynamic. And so if you haven't listened to a lot of shows with Menace, I want to introduce you to Menace because he's just friggin' awesome.
Well, I'm back, everybody.
I'm glad that you're back. So how's Los Angeles treating you?
Los Angeles is awesome. I mean, San Francisco, I was born and raised in the San Francisco Bay Area, which is, San Francisco is only 7 by 7 miles. So It's not really a big area, but outside of that area is gigantic. And that's where I grew up. And I miss it dearly, but I do not miss SF at all.
Me neither. I'm like, done. I'm like, what? SF who? What?
Because it's such a pain in the ass. When I lived there, imagine every time you get off work and you want to go home, you have to circle your neighborhood for an hour to find parking.
It's horrible.
And then everything just became super expensive.
Right.
And
after I left, the whole city went into the toilet.
Super elitist.
I know. I never thought you'd move, though, because you are Mr. Bay Area. He gets recognized in San Jose and things like that.
But I got offered an amazing job here. So
it was sort of a miracle.
I took
He pretends he has a job, but really he came down to be on the Sex Family show.
So I moved down here, and it is beautiful. The weather is nice. I got a swimming pool. Oh man, I just love it so much.
I know.
Already.
I'm so glad that you're happy.
And what's cool is a lot of people that I already know moved down here because they were frustrated with all the things that are happening.
San Francisco is kind of a cluster F.
It's the second most expensive city next to Manhattan.
Yeah, which is crazy. It used to be. I guess it's always been expensive, but the rents, like my apartment, my little mini apartment I live in San Francisco, was like $1,600 a month, which might even seem a lot to you people wherever you're listening in the world. But for San Francisco, that was pretty good. He now rented it for $4,000.
Yeah.
It just since I left over a year ago, it's gone crazy. So I'm glad we're here. And today's show, let me just tell you what we're talking about. We're just going to be reading your emails because I get so many emails to feedback@sexwithemily.com, and I love hearing from all of you with your questions, and I try to get to all of them, as you know. And since, Menace has some good insight sometimes into some emails, and he
sometimes
does it a lot of times.
You would always read all this hate mail, like, oh, Menace needs to be nicer to me, and
people
blah, blah,
love you, Menace.
blah.
They've missed you.
People hate you because you're so mean. And then what was it? I haven't been on the show, and it was just
everyone's like,
tweets.
where the hell's Menace?
Yeah, just tweets of love. See,
it's love.
I think you secretly wrote all those emails.
I didn't just to get you to move down here.
Well,
no, people love you. They love us.
No, not that.
What?
All the hate mail.
Oh, I did not write. You think I have time for hate mail?
Yeah,
I don't even have time to brush my teeth.
You got an intern to write it or something.
No, I don't.
Oh, he's so mean to you.
Oh, I love you. He's not mean to me. He loves me. Okay, so some of the emails we'll be reading are a guy who's got trouble with older women. Also, a high libido woman. What do you do about it? And then, is the guy moving too slow for her? He wants to know if he should speed things up. We also got a little bit of sex in the news. And I got to tell you, Menace, something real quick that's happening on a show this week. As you know, we've got a bunch of podcasts every week, but there's another show that I'm doing this week that's going to be released later in the week. And okay, I've never dated online before, but I got sucked into Tinder.
Oh no.
And if you haven't heard of Tinder, because you've been living under a rock, it's a new app for any phone, right? iPhone, any phone, smartphone. And it's basically, some people say, there's two arguments. It's super superficial. It's really superficial. You're just looking at pictures. And you put in the age range that you're looking for. I'm looking for 25 to 35-year-old women. You're looking for the proximity. You want them to live no more than 12 miles away. And if you're looking for a man or a woman. That's about it, right? And then you upload your pictures.
Yeah, it's basically Grindr, which we've been talking about
for years. Grindr was an app in the gay community where that was a total hookup app. And everybody says that Tinder's a hookup app, and I think
it is.
It's only a hookup app if you want to.
Everyone that I know that's on it, it's just straight hookup stuff.
But okay, that's not what I'm looking for. So I think I make that clear. Like, I'm not going to meet up with a guy and hook up with him. So I don't, but I feel like it's a choice. You could. Clearly, people do that. So anyway, Tinder's this app, and you'll appreciate this, Valentine's Day, I was in New York all alone. I was with Amy Lawrence from Misadvised, which is a television show that Menace and I did on Bravo. We were both alone on Valentine's Day, not alone, out together. And she's like, you haven't tried Tinder? So she signed me up for Tinder, and I was like, oh my God, it's like a game. You're like swiping, and it works in any city. So I started doing Tinder, and then I came back here and I started just kind of doing it. But since I've been so busy, I actually haven't had time to date. So this one guy on Tinder, we match. So what happens is if you like someone and they like you, then you're a match. And then they message you. I wait for the guy to message me first. And he messaged me. He said, God, it's killing me. Your picture looks so familiar. Oh, I know. You were on Misadvised. I used to work at that production company. Now, I never met him. It was a big production company that did our reality show. He said, but I know who you are. And I was like, okay. And then he was really funny banter back and forth. But he kept asking me for plans. And every night I do Love Line with Dr. Drew, which is another, and Mike Catherwood, which is a great radio show and podcast. And then I kept every night, I'm like, I got a show. He's like, what do I got to do? Come on your show to have a date with you? And I thought, that's a great idea. 8 years of doing Sex with Emily, I've never had a blind date on, or any kind of date on the air. So this week, he's going to come on. So listen to the show later in the week. And I don't know. I wish that you were going to be there because I just think that you would friggin' grill him. So if he gets a second date, maybe we'll bring him back. But I think that'll be kind of fun.
Okay,
or not.
Good. I dig
What
it.
if I don't like him? I don't know. We're going to get wine. We're going to make it like a real date.
Yeah. And the other thing
I've never seen him. I didn't Google him. I've seen his picture, but I've never Googled him. I don't know anything about him.
Well, secretly, you and I had a lunch in Los Angeles, and we were talking about Tinder a little bit. And you're opening it, and you're showing it to me, and you're like, I can't believe I got all these matches. And I was like, no shit, because every guy on that app is just liking every single chick photo on there. And then once the chick likes his photo back, it's going to be a match. Oh,
so you think they don't even look at the picture?
I think they just go through every single hot one they think is, everyone they think is hot.
So that's why not everyone messages me.
They hit like, and then whatever girl hits like back, then they're going to start talking to them.
Okay, so whatever it is, some guys message me, some guys don't. But I have a lot of conversations, but I just have no time.
That's why like straight apps just suck, because every guy is just going to go through.
I know. It's kind of superficial, but it's kind of funny. And this guy was really funny. I like funny. And we had entertaining exchanges. And I thought, why not have him on the show? But another thing, speaking of our secret life, wasn't so secret, but we went to the Roosevelt.
I posted a photo of you on Instagram.
Check out Menace on Instagram.
Menace, Menace.
And I'm Sex with Emily on Instagram. Yeah. Follow me on Instagram and also Twitter, Sex with Emily and Menace. So anyway, we're having lunch at the Roosevelt. And I asked you, because Menace has had a girlfriend for a really long time, like 3 years now.
Yeah.
And, okay, A, he never talks about her. B, I've never met her. And C, I brought that up to him, and he's like, oh, she said something about you, but I'm not going to tell you now. I got to tell you later.
What? See, this is where you're changing everything. She never said anything about you.
Okay, I'm like, well, why can't I meet her? Why can't we go out? What the hell?
I said, okay, I knew this was going to torture you because we had, like, lunch last week.
I'm like, tell me now.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I want to save it for the show. All right. You have met her before.
Okay.
And you just don't know it.
All right.
Because, all right, so people have to go back and listen to some shows. But we had Candy from Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's not my girlfriend. But we had her in studio once. And my girlfriend used to work with me. So my girlfriend, while we were setting up for the show.
Okay.
My girlfriend was in the studio with us.
Oh.
And you thought she was an intern, and you asked her to go get her some water.
I asked her to get. Oh, well.
You didn't. Like,
so
she's
she
not.
hates me.
She's not like. No. She never said anything about it. But I'm like, that was kind of a bad introduction because she's not an intern.
I don't believe that I would ever ask any random. That's so not like me.
I swear to God, you did.
Well, maybe she was sitting there, and I said, "Would you mind getting her some water?" Because we were getting on the air. I didn't know.
No, you asked her to get you some water.
I did.
On my life. You
okay,
did.
So now she hates me. Well, you know that's so not me. I'm not a diva.
She never even said anything about it.
Did you introduce me to her at the time?
No, we were like in the middle of setting stuff up. We were just.
So why was she sitting there if not to get me water? Like, what else was she doing?
We just like immediately walked into the studio and sat down.
And I said, get me some water. That sounds like I'm a diva, which you know that I'm not.
Well, so, I mean, it came out very deviant.
Well, if she was sitting there doing nothing, I probably thought, I'm thirsty.
Okay.
Whatever. But so I met her once, so you're banging your former assistant.
No, she's not my former
assistant.
She
was working at your station.
She was working at my station she was working at a different station.
Okay, so anyways.
Yeah, so you you know, I just thought,
okay, so now she hates me anyway.
No, she doesn't.
I don't care. Fine. I mean, whatever. And I know myself, and I know how you twist things. I would never randomly say, like, unless she said, "Do you need water?" Unless she said to me, "Can I get you some water?" I get everyone else water. Whenever I have guests, I'm like, "Can I get you some water?" I've never in my life, and I've never asked Lauren, my assistant here, or any of my assistants to get me coffee, to get me lunch. That's not who I am.
Okay, this is between me and you. This is between me and you, and you know, take it how you want to be it. Anytime we get a high-profile guest in, you get a little diva-ish.
Maybe there's a lot going on.
You get a little diva-ish. Just FYI.
Whatever. You are fucking obsessed with celebrities. I know what you're talking about. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm sorry that your girlfriend never wants to meet me because I asked her to give me a cup of water.
How many times did I say that? She never even said anything about it. I'm just giving you a hard time. Okay, see, now you're getting all pissed.
I know. I'm kind of cranky. You know why? I have a concussion.
This is how we should act on Misadvised because it would have
went
to the top.
Well, I've got a new reality show.
Good.
I've got a new talk show that I just signed the contract today.
I hope we act like this.
Me too. We're much better this way. But if you guys haven't seen Misadvised, you can download iTunes. It's pretty freaking funny. So I have a concussion.
Like
Let me just say this, everyone. I have to tell you, preface, I have a concussion. And so,
what?
And Dr. Drew checked me out last night.
Yeah.
And he said, "Do you feel a little cranky?" And I said, "How the hell can I tell the difference? I'm always cranky." But no, I do feel a little more agitated. So if I seem that way, it's just because I dropped a mirror on my head before the big earthquake.
Why didn't you go to the doctor?
Because I'm busy. And so I just saw Dr. Drew on Loveline last night.
Oh my God.
No, I don't know for sure that it's a confirmed concussion, but I was moving this gigantic mirror in my apartment.
Yeah.
And I was moving it. It's really heavy, like way too heavy for me to move. And bam, I tripped and I smashed my head on the glass.
Did it break it?
No.
Oh.
It's a really thick, nice mirror, and the whole side of my face is bruised, and I've had a headache, and I'm a little wheezy. Dr. Drew had me walk across the room, put my hands in front of my eyes, and do this whole thing. So he said I have concussion symptoms, so if I'm a little more agitated than usual,
it's kind of a big deal. You should go to the doctor for that.
He didn't say I had to. He said just take care of it.
Oh, great.
I mean,
put it on Dr. Drew.
Be casual. He's a real doctor.
I know he is, but Jesus, he definitely probably told you to go get it checked out.
No, he didn't.
Checked out.
He said I'm fine. He said I'm fine just to rest. I have concussion symptoms is what he said. And I shouldn't move heavy furniture alone. That's another reason I'm like, God, I wish I had a boyfriend right now. And it's only at times like that I think, God, I wish I had a boyfriend to move this mirror.
To take care of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
It's nice.
Why don't you?
Okay, here's some sex.
Why don't you have a boyfriend?
I'm really enjoying dating a lot of people and having a good time. Per usual, the same story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is the dating life in Los Angeles? We got to catch up.
I know.
Come
okay,
on.
let's catch up.
Keep on
but
trying
here's
to push
the problem.
through
Let me just
everything.
say something. Is because sometimes people listen to the show, and people sign up at all different times. They just tune in, and some people have never heard you on the show, so they don't know that men and I have this thing. And then some people are like, you guys didn't get into any sex talk for the first 20 minutes, and they get annoyed. But then some people love us talking, and so
those people
I'm confused.
suck anyways.
I know.
Screw
Okay,
them.
so I'll tell you about dating in LA. It's been interesting. When I moved to LA about a year ago, I was dating a guy in San Francisco who I left. He found out on Facebook that I was moving. I forgot to tell him ahead of time. Do you remember that? It wasn't that I was moving for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I posted on Facebook that anyone want to swap apartments because I wasn't ready to break up with San Francisco yet. I just knew I had to be in LA. And then 2 minutes later, he texted me, "You moving?" Which he's stalking my Facebook. But he's like, "You moving to LA?" And then turns out 10 seconds later, I got an email from a friend in LA who was like, "I got to be in San Francisco in 10 days. Let's swap." So I moved here very, very quickly, and that relationship did not last long.
Facebook drama.
I know. So then I started dating a few guys here, not at once, but I was dating one after the next. They all have the same name, which is interesting. Can't say what the name is, but it's weird.
You just had to put 1, 2,
No, literally
3.
in my phone they're saved as 1, 2. Like let's say it's their name is Steve, which is not. It's Steve 1, Steve 2, up to Steve 5.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird. But so they're all, and they're nice, and I meet a lot of guys, and I get a lot of Tinder things and whatever. But I've been my business is booming.
It's
good.
Great.
So
yeah, I love your new office.
Thank you. Menace came to see. I got a penthouse. It's Hollywood. You can see the sign. It's not it's a shared. There's a lot of different offices, and it's a big space, and it's great, and I'm very happy.
What about Michigan? What about everybody else around the country?
Oh my God, my family's here right now. My brother, you should
yeah.
see him. I know, with his 3 daughters, and it's been fun. I've been hanging out with them. They miss you.
Love
my
your brother.
I know. We should all go out tonight or something. If I didn't have my.
I have
shows.
people in town.
Of course
So
you
many
do.
people visit you when
Everybody.
you live in LA.
Everybody visits me. Everybody. It's amazing, and I love that. Well, here's the thing. So my 3 nieces are in from Michigan. And they got here on Sunday, and we're swimming at the pool. They're staying at the hotel, and we're swimming, and my little niece is 11. She's like, so do you guys get tornadoes here? And I said, no, we get earthquakes. She goes, oh, yeah. I'm like, no, don't worry. I've lived here for 20 years. I've had like 4 earthquakes. They're not bad. No biggie.
Yeah.
She's like, that makes me scared. I'm like, don't worry. There's not going to be an earthquake. The next morning, I don't know if anyone heard, there's like a 4.7 earthquake at like 6:50 in the morning.
Yeah.
And she screamed across the running. And there's like my 3 nieces, my brother, his wife. Like, it was chaos. So I woke. Did you wake up from it?
Yeah, I did.
It was
my
like,
girlfriend
what time? It was like 6:50 or 5. It was like early.
Oh, yeah. It was like 6:35 a.m.
Yeah, which is way too early for me. So I texted my brother. I'm like, you up? He's like, of course. And then I was like texting with the whole family. So, but now I think they think it's cool. Like, they were in an earthquake. No one died.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's nothing bad. That's not, for me.
Yeah, I would take earthquakes way over tornadoes any day.
Right. I said to them, I said, you know what, honey? Listen. So my niece, I said, at least it's not snowing because you just left like the most hellacious winter ever. People in the Midwest, I send my love to the West and the East Coast in the United States because it's been friggin' hellish. And I've spent a lot of time in New York this year, and it's just blizzards and crazy. But yeah, the family's good. Dating's good. LA's good. It's sunny. I really have to, sometimes I sound like a broken record, but I do believe like this Sex with Emily, if you've all been following me, I have, the podcast, but I also have my product line, Emily and Tony. If you need some more products, the delicious, amazing candles.
The undercare is...
Tell me about the Down Under Comfort.
Yeah,
Change your life.
That's my favorite.
Tell me why.
Just because, especially in LA, with the heat, you get really dry under there.
Right.
And then if you use the
Down Unders.
Yeah, Down Under Comfort, it's awesome.
Yeah,
and
it's
it
like a
smells nice,
deodorant
too.
for your intimate area. So women can use it between their legs, and it smells awesome. And you really don't sweat. Like, you can get a blowjob 6 hours after you showered, and you don't have to do like a little shot. You don't have to wash down there because it's literally deodorant for your, like, women between their legs, men between their lower back, beneath your breast, your hands. My little niece is a dancer. I gave her some for her feet and her hands.
It's good.
Yeah. So thank you. I like that you like Down Under Comfort. I'll give you more. And if anyone wants to try it out, go to emilyandtony.com. Use coupon code Emily. Get 20% off. What? Anything else we need to discuss before we get into some sexy sex time? And what, like, are you... Like, so did you ask her to move with you, or did she want to move with you, or you're getting married and it just... I mean, you've been together 3 years, and you're not getting any younger.
We're not getting married. We like having money and traveling because people that get married, it is so over the top expensive. And why? We just like,
I don't understand.
Don't want to have kids
but you could
because
go to
they
City
cost
Hall.
so much money.
Oh, you really don't want kids?
No, don't want anything. We just want to go hang out in tropical beaches. Like, what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
And but I'm very supportive of marriage. I just, if you can financially handle it, then I think go for it. If you found the person, but it's just not the right time. But you could
get married and have a joint, you go to City Hall.
I mean, we can just go to City Hall and get married and all that stuff. But then it's just like,
and she doesn't want kids either.
What's the point?
Okay,
no.
good. So you're all good.
Because we hear like kids yelling at like restaurants and shit. And we're
I know.
like,
But
God,
that gets old.
Do we really want to deal with that for years?
I totally understand that too.
And I don't want to like clean other people's shit,
Well, yeah.
Do you?
Well, I had a dog once, but I don't have the
Your
dog.
dog's gone.
My dog, she's living in Palm Springs. She's living a much better life because if y'all remember my dog.
Stay with you every day.
Well, I know my dog was she needed to be outside 24/7.
And what I tell you day one, don't do the dog.
I know.
But do you know what's crazy is my girlfriend's begging me for a dog.
Don't get a dog.
Begging.
It's the hardest thing I ever did.
Yeah.
No, I love marriage. I love kids for other people, but yeah, not for me, not for you. But it's fine.
No, and I know that you probably listen to past podcasts, and
you wanted kids in marriage.
Yeah, but now
you're like, I don't even know who you are.
No, right now it's strictly a financial thing. If I won the Mega Millions tomorrow and I had $200 million, then I'll have like four kids. I don't give a crap.
Oh, so it's a money thing. But you could still, people have money and who live like,
I understand, but I don't want to live like that. I want to be able to go travel and do shit.
No, I get it.
And not have to worry about 2 little kids that might grow up to be freaking murderers or some shit and disappoint me later in life.
Especially if you raise them in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But it is true that having kids is a challenge, and a lot of people just they just do it and they struggle. And I think that a lot of people get married too young. It's been interesting being on Loveline which again is a nationally syndicated radio show, but you can also find the podcast Loveline, whatever.com or whatever. But it's interesting because we take so many callers, and it's just so many young people got married in their 20s, have 2-3 kids, and like, what do we do now? And I always say, don't get married until you're at least 30 and you know yourself and you have a little more financial stability, because we all fall in love really easily in our early 20s. Yeah. Sometimes it's our first love, and we think this is it, this is love, this must be marriage, you know. Sometimes it's more of an infatuation, and we grow and change so much. So just make sure you work on yourself and you know who you are before you get married.
And it's not like I don't know anybody that is married, right? Yeah, and has kids and is not happy and are able to travel. Like, I know tons of people like that. Just I can't do it.
I got it. Well, I'm glad you'll be around to play with me for a while once your girlfriend gets over the fact that I asked her for water.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, Menace. So yeah, we'll be doing shows every week now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. I love that you're back. Okay. So sex in the news. Despite rampant homophobia, the South in the United States is the most into gay porn.
Of course it is.
It never surprises me that, like, the conservative, the South, they're always the ones, like, I don't know.
Because those are the ones that are, like, trying to hide.
Exactly. They're, like, repressive, because living in the South, they might not be as accepting of your sexuality, of how you identify. So Pornhub recently did some research as to where the largest amount of gay pornography is being watched in the United States, broken down by states and without legal same-sex marriage. Pornhub discovered that every single state in the South watches more gay porn than the average of states that have legalized gay marriage. And when it comes to states with legalizing gay marriage compared to those without, the former only watches 7% more gay porn. Pornhub discovered that every single state in the South watches more gay porn than the average of states that have legalized gay marriage. So anyway, the states where gay marriage is not legal, that the most porn is watched, is Mississippi, Louisiana, and Georgia.
Oh,
so that means we should just legalize gay marriage.
Yeah, that and marijuana.
Yeah. Oh, dude, can you believe? I thought there was a lot of marijuana shops in San Francisco.
LA, it's everywhere.
Oh my God. Every single, I'm like, is that a convenient? Oh no, it's a pot shop. Is that a pharmacy? Oh no, it's a pot. I mean, every street. And every street smells like marijuana. We used to say this in San Francisco. It's going to be legalized any minute.
Yeah.
I mean, completely.
In Denver, it's crazy that it's just Denver that's just totally legalized it compared to here, where it seems like it's completely legal.
I know. It's crazy what's happening. But, you know, I do think that it has a lot of medicinal use for people and helps a lot of people.
Totally.
But you also, the young kids, the problem is when kids use it as a young age, their brains, like 14, 15, 16, you know, their brains are still being shaped, and it's not great for young kids to use. So I'm worried that it gets into the hands of young children.
Well,
Teens.
that's up to parenting.
Yeah, but parents don't know if you're going to get high after school.
Well, like, I don't know. My mother she steered me from drinking and doing drugs. Like,
how'd she do that? And then why did you start doing them now?
No, I think.
You mean in high school she stopped you?
Yeah, I never drank in high school. I never did any drugs in high school or any of that kind of stuff.
So you're boring?
I wasn't
Just kidding.
boring.
You were popular, I know. That's good. And then what happened? You went to college and then...
No, not even in college I didn't even do all that stuff.
Okay. Not even now. You're like sober.
Totally sober.
At least since last Saturday.
No, I had a glass of champagne before I got here.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Why didn't you bring me any?
Sorry. The bottle was open. I couldn't open the container.
Okay, we'll drink next time. Okay, so this is my second time. I read this and I was like, wow, this sounds amazing, but it actually has a little dark end to it. Sex in the News story. Woman has rare condition that gives her 12 orgasms a day. Her boyfriend can't keep up.
You hear about that all the time.
I know. This Seattle woman, only known as Liz, hasn't been the same since she suffered a 3-hour orgasm that put her in the hospital. It was fun for the first 5 minutes, she says, but it soon turned into a torturous nightmare that led to a terrifying diagnosis. She was told that the orgasms could come again at any time. Liz's problem began when she had a 3-hour orgasm that literally came out of nowhere. It was at this point when her boyfriend Eric took Liz to the hospital, where doctors were baffled by what they saw. Doctors failed to stop the orgasm for determine its cause, but it eventually stopped on its own. The hospital visit was only the beginning of her problems. She continues to be surprised as the marathon orgasms come throughout the day. She comes throughout the day. First of all, can you imagine just standing in line at Safeway and you're like, hand me the oranges.
Yeah, but do you think she's like out loud like that, or she just feels it?
She
in her
just
body?
feels it. But says doctors eventually, this is the dark side, pinpointed the case bipolar disorder, which has been misdiagnosed as depression, and therefore she's been treated with antidepressants. So she was prescribed valproic acid, a substance that treats bipolar disorder, and it took her 4 to 5 months since they were completely under control, and it's probably been a year since she's had one.
I feel for anybody that has to deal with bipolar.
I know anything in
stuff.
excess. Right. Oh my God.
Oh
It's
my
so
God.
tough. I know. I know a lot of people who have it. A lot of people are coming out about it too.
Yeah.
It seems like you hear more and more people in the media who have bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
But there's other problems that people have too, and it doesn't have to do with their minds. Sometimes it has to do with their penis.
Yes.
Sometimes people come a little bit too quickly.
Yes.
Their one night stand only lasts a minute.
I thought you were going to talk about my penis.
Oh, how's your penis doing?
We haven't even talked about it
What's going on?
on the show.
Did you?
I told you about it. I had. Should we get into it for the sex in the news?
Well, yeah, but let me just finish this part.
Okay, go for it.
'Cause is this dark? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, you. Yeah.
Okay, don't
wait.
give it away.
Here's the
if
thing.
you can remember it.
So
You never remember
I
anything.
do remember, honey. Okay,
you don't
listen.
love me.
I love you so much. So listen.
Shouldn't
so
listen to anything I
just
say,
Stop
people.
it. So listen. A lot of people, men. I said, do you want your one night stand to last 1 minute? I mean, there's a lot of guys who just don't last as long as they want to in bed. Okay, and there's not only that. It's not only if you last a minute, but men typically ejaculate between 3 and 5 minutes, 4 to 6 minutes. Well, women take how long to orgasm sometimes?
1,000 years.
1,000, 100 years. Like sometimes it's 18 minutes. So what do you do with this orgasm gap? Well, now there is promescent. That's PROMESENT, and it's basically a premature ejaculation spray. It's like a delay spray. So it helps men to last longer. It's the only FDA-approved treatment for premature ejaculation, and it has this absorption technology. So if you spray it on your penis, you wait 5 minutes, it won't transfer to her. She won't know that you're even using it, and you'll be able to last longer. And by longer, it probably means like double or triple to what you usually last, and you can still feel the sex. It feels amazing, and she'll have an orgasm, and you'll have an orgasm, and everyone's happy. So that's Promescent. You can just click on the banner on my website or go to their website. But Menace, what's up with your penis? You had some issues, I remember.
So in February, I was going to the Grammy Awards, and then I suddenly just have unbelievable pain.
Oh my God! Yes, of course I remember this. But I didn't know what to do with your. Okay.
All right. So I have unbelievable pain in February on my way to Grammy Awards. And I go, oh, it's kidney stones. I have kidney stones again. I've been dealing with kidney stones for the past 10 years of my life. So I go, okay, fine. I go, wow, this hurts way more than usual. So I had to leave the Grammy Awards early, went back to my hotel, and I was up until like 5 a.m. And then I go home. A couple days pass, the pain goes away, and then I go, okay, it's time to pass a kidney stone. Kidney stone comes. It gets stuck in my penis because the kidney stone is so large. The kidney stone is the size of a nickel, right? It's like...
I didn't know it got stuck in your penis. I talked to you in the hospital, but you didn't tell me the penis part.
It was stuck inside my penis. I could feel it inside my penis, right?
Ouch.
So I go to the doctor and I talk to them. I was like, oh, yeah, I don't think I can pass this. And... they go, yeah, you're not going to be able to pass it. We're going to do three things. Number one or number two, we do 90% of the time. Number three, we barely ever do. Number one is we're going to take some tweezers, stick it in the hole of your penis, grab it, and pull it out, right? They go, if that doesn't work, we're going to stick this little tube with like a hook, like if you're going to go... try to get a toy out of the little machine.
Right. Oh, those clampers things. Like, I want the stuffed animal.
We're going to grab it and then try to pull it out of your penis. And they go, number three, which we never have to do, we're going to have to cut your penis open at the tip like a cross symbol and open it up and pull it out. I know this sounds very disgusting.
I'm in so much pain.
And then so I go, okay, cool. The doctor goes out of the room, and I tell my girlfriend, I go, they're going to do number three. Let's get the hell out of here. I'm going to try to pass this, somehow pass this, right? And I try to dart out of the hospital, and they stop me. They go, look, there's no way you're going to pass this.
You tried to dart literally like in your robe?
No, I put my clothes back on real quick, and I try to leave. They would not let me leave the hospital. They go, look, you're not going to be able to pass this. Just forget about it. So here we go. It's like 1 a.m., and they go, yeah, we got to put you under, and we're going to have to see if we can get this out. And, of course, I wake up. They completely cut my penis open.
No way. Honey, you didn't tell me this. This is not it.
Right? And then they're, like, taking the kidney stone, and they I'm, like, all drugged out. They take it, and they take a container and they're shaking it and it rattled like, oh yeah, we had to break it up. And it was like in 3 giant chunks.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
So
then I go home and I sleep, and my girlfriend forgot to tell me. I was like, oh, I got to go to the restroom. That when I go to the bathroom, it's going all over the place. It's not like a single stream.
Right, because
it's
you
like
got open penis. It's
it's like I have like stitches all in my penis, so it's like going 4 different ways. Right? And they go, yeah, you can't have sex for 6 weeks.
Oh my God.
And then after the 6 weeks, you have for 3 months, you have to have absolutely have to have sex with a condom so you don't get any infections. Right. I'm still healing.
How long has it been now?
It's been since February, but I still have stitches. But I've just like last week started to be able to pee normally.
Oh my God. We have not talked since the hospital.
I like had to sit down to pee.
Honey,
like,
are you in pain
it was
still?
No, I'm not in pain anymore.
Can she give you blowjobs?
No.
With
Hello.
With the condom on. Honey, this sucks. I'm so sorry. Do you need some condoms? Because I have a lot of them in my house.
I'm gonna eventually need some condoms. So I haven't been able to have sex.
Oh my God.
Anything.
So do you do anything to her to please her?
Yeah, I'll do things for that.
I'm sorry, honey. That's a lot of pain.
Come to find out.
Yeah.
Come to find out why I've been dealing with kidney stones,
Yeah,
but why it was so dramatic this time is that they believe, because I try to like cut soda out of my life because I'm in Los Angeles. I got to get in shape, you know,
be thin,
just like
svelte,
thin.
yeah.
I got to be
Svelte.
tan with white teeth. And the thing is, I cut soda out and I started just drinking tea. Well, come to find out, drinking tea is the worst fucking possible thing you could do.
What kind of tea, though? Decaffeinated?
It's like tea Java, which tastes amazing for me.
Of course, if it tastes that good, it can't be good for you.
And no, it has no sugar in it or anything. And then
Caffeine?
It has caffeine. And then so I'm just drinking it like crazy every single day. And it just makes this super kidney stone that I cannot pass.
Hot tea or cold tea?
Cold tea. And then so now I'm just going like straight water.
Jesus.
But it's just like...
That
absolutely.
is so awful. I did talk to you in the hospital.
Yeah.
And honey, that is so... I'm so sorry you went through that.
Absolutely.
Are you on
the worst
painkillers? Are you still...
thing.
Were you on painkillers for a while?
Like the first two. I didn't want to start taking a bunch, so I took them for like 2 days.
Do you have any left?
Yeah.
Just kidding. Okay, honey, well, I'm glad you're here with your penis intact.
Yeah, so my penis is finally almost coming back to normal.
That is really scary.
I know a lot of people probably just barfed listening to this right now.
No, but it's important. Don't drink tea.
Well, no. I mean, if you are if you are prone to kidney stones, just don't do it. And
is
anybody
it
that has
stress too, though, Menace? Kidney stones?
Maybe. I don't know, but I'm really happy to be here in Los Angeles because I got a great new job.
A great new penis.
And you know me, back in San Francisco, I was working 2 jobs. I worked from 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. every single day, 14 hours.
Menace is the hardest worker I know.
And just like consuming food, not getting any exercise at all. And now like my workload is much smaller,
right,
and a lot less stress. So I'm happy to be here. And
honey,
like,
I'm so glad you're here.
Finally having time to get in shape and just going outdoors. I went hiking the other day. If you looked at my
I know,
Instagram.
I did see that. I almost fell over. I'm like, who implanted a picture of Menace next to nature? I never seen you in nature.
Yeah, so it's great. I love
LA
being
is a healthy
here.
place. I love it too, except for I'm in my car a lot and I'm working a lot. But I plan to. I'm going to go to Laguna Beach this weekend.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, with my brother and stuff and the family. It's just a beautiful things around here. But life is too short to not. You never know. One day you're working too hard, and the next day you get hit by a bus or your penis can get cut off. So you just want to make sure that you're enjoying life and having a good time.
I mean,
honey,
I started having anxiety, like, oh my God, they're gonna have to amputate my penis or something like that. Yeah.
Can I see it?
My penis?
Just kidding. Okay, so I'm sorry, but thank you for sharing that story, and I'm glad that you live to tell. And don't drink any more tea, and you're healthy. You're gonna be a new person.
Yeah, everything's alst back to normal.
Thank God you're okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do without you. Okay, so we're going to get in some emails. Good, not yet. So I'm going to go into the emails from the people. So we love hearing from you at feedback@sexwithemily.com. Emily, I love your show. I found it a couple weeks ago, and I've listened to all the podcasts. I'm 23 years old. I'm a 23-year-old female. My question is, what do I do if my sex drive is way higher than my boyfriend's? When we do have sex, it's great. He lasts long enough for me to have an orgasm with clitoral stimulation, but having sex twice a week just isn't enough for me. Do I suck it up and masturbate, or is there something I can do? Thanks. I look forward to listening to your next podcast. Signed, Samantha. Okay, Samantha, this is really common, and a lot of times it's the men that has a higher libido or the woman, and I always say this is a case of mismatched libidos. I mean, there's a lot of people get together who just And I could point out to you, maybe he's depressed, maybe he's taking meds, maybe he's doing drugs, maybe that's not why he doesn't want to have sex. I mean, you should look at all those things in his life, because when men are feeling any of those things, or they're, abusing drugs, or they're depressed, or they feel like they're not making enough money, their sex drive might be lower. But in a global sense, there's just some people who want to have more sex than their partners. And most often, the people who have a high sex drive are people with a low sex drive.
Yeah.
So what you can do about it, so if you rule out all those things, so let's say your boyfriend is very, very healthy, but he just doesn't want as much sex as you, I think this is time where you talk to him about it and you say, can we do some kind of compromise here? 2 times a week isn't enough for me. You can ask him, maybe you guys could have sex one more time a week. Maybe there's some kind of sexual fantasy he would like. Maybe he wants more oral sex from you. But absolutely, you need to talk about it. This is not a deal breaker per se, but it is something that you need to talk about right away. I find that most couples spend way too long to actually start talking about sex with their partner. Like, they could be with someone for years, like, we've never actually talked about our sex life, but it's like this huge problem. So just say, I need a little bit more. And, maybe if you want to masturbate, maybe he could come along with you. I always say mutual masturbation is a great way for couples to connect and to learn each other's bodies, but it's also kind of less work for each partner, because he can, masturbate and you can masturbate. Maybe get a great vibrator. He could even use it on you if he doesn't want to actually have sex. So this way, you're still engaging together and you're still, having sex and connecting. So I'm wondering for you, is it more that are you feeling like you're not also getting enough maybe affection from him? I'm just wondering more what this is about, because you're being very specific that 2 times isn't enough. And I'm wondering if he's rejecting you after 2, or, just what's going on. So I would just have a conversation about it, because maybe, again, he's going through a stage, or he just doesn't want to have it as much, but he'd be happy to watch him. Wasn't it hot watching a girl masturbate?
No.
Oh, you don't think so? Menace is the only man who thinks it's not hot. But I've gotten some great.
Care?
I know. But see, a lot of guys get turned on.
I want to have sex with you.
Okay, but he doesn't want to have as much sex.
Okay.
But he might like that Samantha, you're pleasing yourself. And I've got some amazing new vibrators. Of course, I always have so many. But the new one is the Jeeky. And it's by Jeju, who I also love, Jejoue. I need another brand to promote, because seriously, I do love them. But if you go to sexwithemily.com/goodvibes, you can check out all my favorite toys there. That's a good G-spot stimulator, which I have to tell you, if you orgasm through G-spot, that's a great one. Another great clitoral stimulator is Tenga. Makes a bunch of new toys, Tenga, and they're so cool. They come in these clear glass containers, and it's got these rubbery they're all these it's from Japan. You'd like them. All these really cool shapes and stuff and sizes that you will they're great for clitoral stimulation. And as you know, I love the Mimi, which I think is the perfect sex toy for, because you said you're a clitoral girl. So there was one more that I wanted to find real quickly.
The best story is, I think I've shared it on the show before. I had an old assistant that I worked with, and she lived in the same apartment building as me. And I was like, "Oh, I'll help you with your building your bed and stuff like that." And because she just got a new mattress, and we're pulling the mattress away and we're moving the bed, and then this little bullet falls down, and I go, "What's that?" Because
bullet vibrator.
Yeah, a little bullet vibrator. It was just straight metal, and then with a rubber tip. And then I go, it looks like a bullet.
Yeah.
I go, oh, that's funny. And it had a little button on top of it. I hit the button and then immediately knew what it was right there. And she her face just
mortified.
turned so red.
I know. It's embarrassing when you find women.
Care.
That's why I have a whole new system for my toys in my house.
I do sex with Emily. I don't care.
You're like, I don't care. I've never seen one in person. But yeah, and also bullets are great. There's the pleasurable mini waterproof vibrator. If you go to sexwithemily.com/goodvibes, or just click on the Good Vibes banner at sexwithemily.com, you can sort by clitoral vibrators, whatever. Anyway, you'll love them, because I think that's a fun thing to do with your partner, is using toys. So I actually got really anal, no pun intended. No, it is a pun, because I didn't have anal sex. But I found, I have so many sex toys that I need to try out. And we're going to be doing, also subscribe to my YouTube channel, because we're going to be doing a lot more sex toy reviews. I won't actually be using them, but I'm going to be demonstrating how they actually work. Because you hear me talk about them all the time, but I want you to like see them so you can figure out what you like. But I figured out, you know those plastic shoe holders that you hang over your door and you can put a lot of shoes in them? Mm-hmm. I figured out that I could match each vibrator with the charger. And so now I've got like 3 of them hanging of like 60 vibrators, but I can always find which one I want. Like, and I have it organized by clitoral, G-spot, you know, bondage toy. Like it's
Wow,
I went through like an
things
anal
together.
I know. Sometimes I just stay up till 4 a.m. organizing my sex toys because life is good. Okay, do we have time for one more email? Or should we go on to the next?
We should go on to the next.
Okay, we're going on to the next.
We're
One
trying
more
to get
thing
all
I
the
want to
time
say
in
to
that we
Samantha,
can.
though, is that there is sort of a, well, I'm not going to say anything else, Samantha. I would just say talk to your partner. Communication is a lubrication. And Menace, so great to have you here. And find Menace on Instagram and Twitter. Menace?
Just Menace, yeah.
And I am Sex with Emily on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And thanks, everyone, for listening to the show. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com. I'm Emily from sexwithemily.com. CrazyGirlProducts.com carries unique pheromone-infused products that make you feel sexy and confident. I'm crazy about their Wannabe Naked Shave Cream. It's made perfectly for your more intimate areas. No shave bumps or ingrown hairs. Use coupon code Emily25 for 25% off at CrazyGirlProducts.com.